Everyone, my name is Ashley Hernandez and I'm in Music 309. For my research paper, I talked about Native Americans and different instruments that they use, basically. So, Native Americans have been called multiple things like American Indians, Amerindians, Indigenous, Aboriginal, or Original Americans, and they lived pretty well before the Europeans came and colonized. They lived off of rice, beans, corn, essentially anything that was grown on the land. And they were able to make their own weapons from the resources that were there, like animals. And same thing goes for instruments. They used animals like animal shells to create rattles or stuff like that. So I'm going to tell you about some instruments. So, popular ones are percussion, flute, and winds. Like, those are kind of the most common, essentially. And then it gets, like, a little more into detail about different kinds. But most of the music that they have now, the only way that, not the only way, but the most popular way that they can come together is for a powwow, which is kind of just like a big event for Native Americans to come show off their music and embrace their culture. And then there's some popular artists such as Rita Coolidge, Wayne Newton, Gene Clark, Tori Amos, and Redbone, which my group, The Crew, discussed in one of our presentations maybe like 2 weeks ago. So they're super popular in Native American music and even in popular music today. I know we might not listen to it, but it's there. And then there's people who are advocates or activists for the Native American community, like Pura Fay, which is a trained opera singer, and she has a lot of Native American influence in her music as well. And Redbone's super popular in the Native American community, and they have number one single, well, the first Native American band to have a number one single, and they were top 5 on the Billboard 100 in 1974 too. So there's that, and then we go on to the different types of instruments that there are. So basically, there's different functions for different instruments, and also the kinds of instruments there are unique or try to be unique to that specific tribe. And so there's like some, like the flute is exclusively for healing and courtship. Although now it seems to be more commonly used and played among non-Native Americans, unfortunately. It's a good and bad thing, I guess. And then there's the turtle rattle, which is made from the turtle shell, and then they put, seeds or whatever inside rattle. And so that's made to honor the creation of Turtle Island. So has different purposes. The Northwest uses the rattle in adolescent ceremonies, and the tribe Louisiano associates it with hunting and mourning ceremonies. Bull roars for religious purposes. Nobody knows the specific reason though. And then there's also some like drums, rattles, flutes, string instruments typically used. 2 types of violins, the Apache violin and the Yaqui violin. The Apache is from stock of agave plant and considered indigenous to the Apaches, whereas the Yaqui violin is more of an European influence. And then there's drums that are taken super seriously in Native American culture, and they're made from wood, from bone. So some from woods, logs, skin heads, and other materials. Rattles are made from gourd or bone. And then there is also, let's see, the last, flutes. Depending on the amount of holes you put on the flute is kind of the variety that you'll get in music. So it's really up to you. And then there's also whistles, which are made out of bone, but they can also come from antlers, wood, or animal bones. So as you can tell, there's a lot of different instruments among California Native Americans, all made from different materials, made for different purposes, and somewhat unique to each tribe. So we try to respect their music, and they try to keep passing on their music and their traditions throughout generations in their tribe because they want to keep that alive since music is such a crucial part of Native American culture. So, thank you very much.